Occupy Buffalo, hooray! Crusoe! Occupy Buffalo, hooray! Crusoe! Occupy Buffalo, hooray! Crusoe!
I'm supporting this. I'm not usually into like protests or these kinds of things, but I think that this is a populist movement. It's more than a protest. It gives people an opportunity to have a voice. There are a lot of people here representing different political beliefs, different social beliefs, and they're here to have a voice, and it's something that's going on throughout the country, and I really support that.
The core values of what we're trying to say is that we've been underrepresented for too long. And the reason we're having these GA meetings like today and last Saturday is to try and figure out a central message that we're trying to get across. So as of last Saturday, no, we didn't have something that we could say on the books that this is what we stand for. There were several different ideas, and a lot of people were in agreement. A lot of people weren't in agreement. But the point is that we're the 99% of people. The 1% are the ones that are being represented. And being 99% of the United States population, there are a lot of different ideals and a lot of values going on. So that's sort of the thing where when people ask, like, what do you stand for? It's a little hard because, with so many people, it's hard to single out, like, this is exactly what we stand for. But my own personal interpretation is at the core, it's that we want to be represented, and we're working on coming up with a more solid list of goals for the movement today.
I'm a Vietnam veteran with the 196th Light Infantry in 68-69. And this gathering today points at the roots of the problem with the illegal wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. The reality is they're now going to go on longer than we did in Vietnam. And until we understand that the bankers and the large corporations are the ones that are making money out of the war while families grieve and people die, until we do that, it'll get steadily worse. There's more than just the horrors of foreclosure and all. There's death in combat. And that money that they're saving for banks in order to accumulate their god-awful wealth is blood money.
The thing about this movement is that this movement is a conversion, a coming together of a lot of organizations that have been dealing with these issues in many ways, sort of like in silos. This collective engagement is what we need. And this collective engagement stands on the backdrop of a history of how we've always operated. We're just finding ourselves back as a people from many organizations and those without organization, and now at all age levels, because the movement for a long time has lacked the energy from the youth who are really going to be the forebearers of carrying us forward with where we need to go. And so this is a right time and a right moment, because the corporate thugs, the political flunkies, those who have sold out, are showing that they lost all their consciousness. And if not now, the question becomes when. And we don't have a when unless we start it right now. And right now, what we see now, this is a brilliant, this is a delightful, this is a moment that we need to have.
I came down here to right in front of City Hall in Buffalo to put forward an alternative narrative to the Occupy Wall Street movement. And my alternative narrative is that I don't think that the alleged malfeasance on the behalf of some of Wall Street should somehow de facto translates into the idea, the vacuous and ill-thought-out idea, that the United States should adopt demonstrably suboptimal socialist socioeconomic systems or policies. I mean, how could one sit there and make grandiose statements as to what we should do to fix problems in the United States and not even understand the basics regarding the substantive matter of the issue being discussed? That's like if you're walking down the street and your grandmother with your grandma, and your grandma has a pain in her stomach, and somebody comes up with their trusty pocket knife and says they need to remove that person's liver bones, you go, well, who the hell is this person? And what qualifications do they have to make said to operate on your grandma? I'm not saying that people can't have concerns. What I'm saying is that I guess one of my biggest issues is this with the Occupy Wall Street crowd, is that it very much comes off as ill-thought-out political activism. And I don't like that.